So we are a couple of months away from meaningful football still, but that's not going to stop us from sort of looking at the big picture. And one of the things that always happens in the NFL, every single season, there's a whole slew of NFL head coaches that lose their job. In fact, the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN, says that that number is just shy of seven, which presumably makes it 6 point some odd on average. So today I picked six head coaches that I think have a very strong likelihood of losing their jobs either during the 2023 season or just after the 2023 season. And what was interesting about this list is I feel like 2023 we actually might see over the average NFL head coaches losing their jobs because there are so many organizations that have been on hard times for a while and so many organizations that have had high expectations and those expectations just have not been being met. Looking at Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns, basically, if it doesn't work with Deshaun Watson this season, like if they're slow out of the gate, if they just can't compete and struggle to get any traction with Deshaun Watson, if he doesn't sort of go back to being an elite level or at least a really good starting quarterback, Kevin Stefanski could find himself on the outs in Cleveland either during or before the end of the season. Number 5 on my list, Arthur Smith in Atlanta. This one comes down to a really simple idea. If they don't win their division and make the playoffs in, frankly, a somewhat weak division, he likely could be gone. It may be time to hit that reset button for the Atlanta Falcons. They haven't really shown much progression under Arthur Smith yet, so it'll be interesting to see if in a weak division they can compete for that divisional title, and if not, he's likely gone. Number 4 on my list is Matt Eberflus with the Chicago Bears. This one is a really simple concept. Justin Fields should get paired, in my opinion, with an offensive head coach. In fact, this has been sort of spoken about by other pundits all the time, but the reason teams really like to pair an offensive head coach with their young quarterback is because the head coach isn't going anywhere. You will lose offensive coordinators. You're going to lose defensive coordinators if you're a good team because teams will be pillaging them to have new head coaches coming into their building. So you'll lose your coordinators. However, if you have your head coach as the offensive guru, he's going to stay put for years and years to come. That's why there was such a movement of hiring young offensive coordinators as head coaches, because you can get a young quarterback, pair them with a young offensive-minded head coach, and you could have a great pairing for years. Eberflus being a defensive mind and frankly being the coach of a really bad Chicago Bears team, I could totally see a circumstance where they perform very poorly and he's fired, and instead the Bears bring in an offensive mind to possibly try to continue developing Justin Fields, who I don't think they're going to be quite ready to give up on, even if he's not showing everything that they want to see just yet. Number 3 on the list, Ron Rivera. He's the coach of the worst team in the division. The NFC East is a tough division. Cowboys are playoff caliber, the Eagles are playoff caliber, and the Giants are kind of a fringe playoff team, I think, heading into 2023. The Washington Commanders, their quarterback situation is completely unsettled. I don't see a circumstance where they have a winning record by the end of the season, and it's been Ron Rivera for a while now, and he hasn't found the playoff traction that the team would like under new ownership or incoming new ownership. It looks like Ron Rivera's already in a tough spot, so if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's likely gone. Number 2 on the list is Todd Bowles. The Buccaneers are going to be a terrible football team, probably, though he does get a bit of a break being the head coach of a team in the NFC South. That means the Buccaneers could actually compete for the divisional title, but I really get the sense that if it doesn't work with Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay, the team is just going to hit the reset button, blow it up, and start completely over again, which would mean Todd Bowles would be on the out. And finally, the head coach I am almost certain will be fired by the end of the season, or at the end of the season, if not before the end of the season, Josh McDaniels, and it's twofold. First off, the Raiders were not a good football team last year. They couldn't put it together. They couldn't close out games. They were just bad under Josh McDaniels. And then their quarterback is gone. They bring in Jimmy Garoppolo. The problem for Josh McDaniels is really simple, though. He coaches in an extremely tough division. The Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions and probably still the best team in football with the best head coach in football. The Los Angeles Chargers are a playoff caliber team and have a young star quarterback with an offense that can put up huge numbers on you. And the Denver Broncos are likely to be much improved because they still have Russell Wilson, who I think should still be a solid starting quarterback in the NFL, with Sean Payton, who should make that entire organization better. There's only room at the absolute best case scenario. Realistically, you can put 3 teams from a division into the playoffs. Getting all 4, filling all 3 wildcard spots from one division is nearly impossible, and the Raiders aren't that good to begin with, so they're going to be getting shellacked repeatedly within the division. I don't see a way that Josh McDaniels pulls it together and lasts beyond 2023. So he is, to me, the head coach most likely to be gone at the end of the season. So those are, in my opinion, the 6 NFL head coaches most likely to be relieved of their duty at the end of the 2023 season, if not before then. But of course, if you disagree with the list in any way whatsoever, whether it be somebody that missed the list and you think should be on the list, or someone that's on my list that you don't think should be there, let me know in those comments down below what you think. Otherwise, YouTube's going to queue up a few more videos from the channel for you to watch. And of course, always subscribe down below if you like the content and you want to see more. Otherwise, I'm on out of here.